I want to talk to you about a subject that is not just influencing our social media feeds, it is really reshaping our very understanding of the truth in America. That's important. I want to talk about how right-wing ideology has crept into every corner of our online streaming ecosystem, even in places where we thought were safe havens like sports, comedy, other supposedly apolitical spaces. So let's start with the basics, shall we? A recent investigation by Media Matters has shown that the digital landscape is currently being dominated by conservative-leaning content. So get this, 9 out of 10 top online shows today, right-wing in nature. Yes, 9 out of 10. Now you might say, well, that's just the marketplace of ideas at work, Don. But here's the thing, it's not. Hear me out here. There are real reasons to believe what we're witnessing is a systematic skewing of content that favors right-wing and Republican messaging. Listen to my friend, Sam Cedar.
We're going to buy downloads. It's going to put us on the top of these charts. And then you can slowly stop buying them as people are like, oh, wait, this is the most popular show. I start to watch it. That's the way these things were built. They're popped to the top by right-wing money. And then, there is a bias in this country that, if you're in the top 10 in, iTunes, or if you're a top 10 in YouTube, you get passed around. We both know the whims of the algorithm. And the fact of the matter is it's much easier to get 50,000 views if there's 40,000 fake ones. You're going to attract more people. It just accelerates.
Isn't that the New York Times bestseller game too? Of like, yes. Turns out this one person just bought a bunch of copies of Matt Walsh's book.
100%. That doesn't mean that these people don't have those audiences, but it means that their growth was inorganic.
Sam is right on the money, and I mean that literally. He is on to the fact that right-wing billionaires are spending boatloads of cash to artificially prop up a MAGA streaming ecosystem. Instead of being a free-for-all marketplace of ideas, what we're witnessing on places like Spotify and YouTube and other platforms is a systematic skewing. Billionaires buy views. They push them to the top of the streaming feed, and they force it down people's throats until they finally, after months and months, decide to watch it organically. They get used to it, right? It's genius, diabolically genius, I have to say. And they don't just do it with explicitly political shows like Ben Shapiro or Megyn Kelly or Tucker Carlson. They do it with subtly political shows too. The numbers are staggering. In certain categories like sports and comedy, for example, studies cited in Media Matters report suggest that up to 70% of recommended content carries a right-wing slant. Now that's not just a minor tilt. It is a wholesale domination that's redefining the content we see every single day. Imagine you are searching for a highlight reel of your favorite football team or tuning in for a few laughs for your favorite comedian. What you might not realize is that the algorithms, those invisible hands that decide what you see, are fixed in such a way to amplify voices that align with the far right. Let's take sports, for example. One study referenced by Media Matters found that in some sports-related YouTube searches, as much as 68% of the top recommended videos carried subtle or sometimes not so subtle political messaging. That means that every time you're enjoying a game highlight or a locker room interview, you might also be absorbing a narrative that is shaping your view on what it means to be American. And it's not just sports. Comedy, which has long been a venue for social commentary, isn't immune either. The Media Matters investigation revealed that approximately 65% of the comedy content being recommended online is laced with right-wing talking points. This isn't about comedians who express their genuine personal opinions. It's about entire networks of content that use humor as a veneer to deliver conservative political messages. When jokes start doubling as dog whistles, we have to ask, are we just laughing or are we being indoctrinated? Now, what does this mean for us, the everyday consumer of media? What does it mean? It means that our digital world is being curated for us by forces that prioritize engagement over truth, sensationalism over nuance, and billionaire-backed narratives over realities of the common man. When you're scrolling through your feed, you're not just choosing what to watch, you are being subtly nudged toward a singular perspective. And over time, that nudging creates an echo chamber, a closed loop where dissenting voices are drowned out and only one narrative reigns supreme.
This is a meditation on the question of power in the age of new media. Tech billionaires and their journalist cronies tell us that they believe in free speech. But that has always been a smokescreen. Together, this new alliance aims to censor critics, exploit the failings of traditional journalism, and undermine the Fourth Estate. Decades since the wars for controlling the new media began, we may never prove who bought whom, but we certainly know who is owned.
This is so dangerous for democracy. The consequences of this trend are really profound. Think about our young people, the next generation of voters, leaders, and thinkers. They're growing up in an environment where the majority of what they see online is artificially skewed toward one narrative, one perspective, one narrow perspective. Think about broader cultural impacts of all this. The erosion of pluralism in our media landscape. It's not just a political issue, it's a cultural issue. When the content that fills our screen is dominated by a single ideology, the rich tapestry of American thought, the debates, the disagreements, the passionate discourse that makes our democracy vibrant, starts to unravel. We see fewer and fewer voices of dissent, fewer platforms for alternative perspectives, and an ever narrowing definition of what it means to be American. This is why we must demand accountability from the companies that control our digital lives. Transparency in how algorithms work isn't just a technical detail, it's a fundamental democratic right. The public deserves to know why certain videos are being recommended and why others are being buried. You should be aware when a billionaire is paying to put a video on your YouTube feed, you should know about it. We live in an era where every click, every like, every share is part of a larger conversation, a conversation about who we are as a nation and what values we hold dear. And right now, that conversation is being hijacked. The statistics don't lie. A significant majority of the content we're exposed to in our leisure time is steeped in right-wing ideology. My friends, we need to think critically about what we see, what we share, and what we believe. Seek out diverse perspectives. Ask questions. Don't take for granted what shows up on your screen is a true reflection of reality. So after you close your computer, turn off your phone tonight, remember that the internet is more than just a collection of videos and memes. It is a modern public square. Don't let yourself be brainwashed. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.